Hi, my name is Phillip Cherry, and I'm performing 3 Shakespearean monologues. The first, from Othello, character Othello. Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life. From year to year, the battles, sieges, fortunes that I have passed, I ran it through, even from my boyish days to the very moment that he bade me tell it, wherein I spake of most disastrous chances, of moving accidents by flood and field, of hairbreadth escapes in the imminent deadly breach, of being taken by the insolent foe and sold to slavery, of my redemption thence, importance in my traveler's history, wherein of antres vast and deserts idle, rough quarries, rocks, and hills whose heads touch heaven, it was my hint to speak. Such was the process, and of the cannibals that each other eat, the anthropophagi, men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. This to hear would Desdemona seriously incline, but still the house of fairs would draw her thence. Whichever she could with haste dispatch, she'd come again, and with a greedy ear devour up my discourse, which I, observing, took once a pliant hour, and found good means to draw from her a prayer of earnest heart, that I would all my pilgrimage dilate, whereof by parcels she had something heard, but not intentively. I did consent, and often did beguile her for tears, when I did speak of some distressful stroke that my youth suffered. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. She swore in faith 'twas strange, 'twas passing strange, 'twas pitiful, 'twas wondrous pitiful. She wished she had not heard it, yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me, and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I spake. She loved me for the dangers I have passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This only is the witchcraft I have used. My next monologue is from the play Romeo and Juliet, character Friar Lawrence. I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from this city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove this siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to county Paris. But then came she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some means to rid her from her second marriage, or there in my cell would she kill herself. So gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought upon her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo, writ that he should come hither, come as this dire night to help to take his kindred from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then, all alone, at the prefixed hour of her awaking, came I to take her from her kindred's fault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell, till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awaking, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems did violence upon herself. All this I know unto her nurse is privy. If aught in this be miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some minute into the rigor of severest law. My next monologue is from Romeo and Juliet, Prince Aeschylus. Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbor-stained steel. Was I not here? What ho, you men, you beasts, that quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins. On pain of torture, from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word by thee, old Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments, to wailed old partisans in hands as old, cankered with peace, to pot your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of that peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart. Thank you.